All right. Hello, everybody. I am Dior, Essential Emotions Coach, and I want to talk to you about essential emotions for kids. What is essential emotions? What is emotional vocabulary? How can you be a better role model for your children? And how can essential oils assist in the emotional health of the family? For the purpose of this presentation, I used different resources. It's this book, Essential Emotions. Also, my favorite, Advanced Oil Magic. I strongly recommend it to everybody. It is really helpful in understanding each essential oil. They also have a section about emotions. They have a great protocols there. Great book, seriously. Um, if you want to be more confident in use of essential oils, this is the best resource. And I want to I want to remind you with this little quote. We don't need magic to transform our world. We carry all of the power we need inside ourselves already. And essential oils, they help us to heal. They don't really do it themselves. They basically just trigger our body to self-healing. And the same thing happens with our emotions. Let's dig deeper into what is that essential emotions? What does it mean? And before we get started, I want to show you that yes, I have a certificate. I'm really certified essential emotions coach. And if you go to this website, essentialemotions.com, you'll see my picture there. So I'm not faking it, it's true. And it's been signed by great coaches in uh, and that work in with the Terra essential oils, and they are billionaires, right? So we have three main areas that process emotions. It's our mind, heart, and our guts. So our mind is mostly emotions are coming from our subconscious mind, our reptilian side of our brain, and having that in control and really understanding where is that filters are coming from. It's very crucial to process it. And our heart, it's a transmitter of that feelings, right? And hello, everybody who's joining. And the gut, it's a place where lots of our hormones are really generating. So it's very important to keep our gut healthy, to process regular detox. Because what happens in our mind, any thoughts that we process, it creates cell in our gut automatically, consistently. That's why many powerful speakers and self-improvement coaches, they remind us, be mindful about your thoughts, not just the words that you're using, but also deep inside your thoughts, what you are really thinking about, because each of that thought is creating a cell in your gut, which means over time, this thought can be accumulated in some form of disease and, you know, manifesting something really ugly within the body. So be very mindful about your thoughts. And um, that's how we're processing it on our head, in our heart, and in our gut. How? Uh, so um, the most common emotions, most common hormones that participate uh, in us feeling emotions, it's serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline, and non-adrenaline. And they normally associate it, for example, serotonin is more about you like it, you don't like it, you're feeling sadness. Dopamine is more about pleasure and joy. Adrenaline and non-adrenaline is about arousal, fear, or anger. And uh, basically, this is a chemistry, basically, this chemicals that run in our body, and it manifests and explained and filtered in our brain with certain emotions and certain reactions, actions, decisions, etc., and others. So, what is essential emotions? How they really work? When we have when I process essential emotions coaching session, we use talk therapy in combinations with essential oils. Basically, I ask questions that lead person to understand, to find that core feeling and emotion that was rooted very deep, and over time, basically, there was some feeling or emotion that person experienced, but they didn't release it. They just planted it in their body. As they were continued living and continued their life, they noticed that they need to live with that feeling going forward. They didn't release it, and they started creating, building on top of it, excuses, explanations, complainings, etc., etc. And the biggest, on the top of the iceberg, is normally the psychosomatic issue that manifested in disease. So when I work with a client, we basically dig so deep, and we really find that core feeling that person didn't process. And I assist a client to process it, to release that emotion, to basically take it out, and all this pyramid that they build on it, that all falls. And person really have the opportunity to rewrite what really works for them, to reprogram their mind through visualization. And essential oils, they create this amazing frequency that helps person to, like, for example, if you look in this chat, you can see their feelings, and they have frequencies. And for example, the shame, guilt, grief, fear is most common negative emotions. And for that, for that frequency, we have essential oils that vibrate in a higher frequency than this. And when person is going through essential emotions coaching session, and we're using essential oils, it helps to increase that person's vibration. When this person starts vibrating on a new level, for example, neutrality or acceptance, or they finding the reasons of why that emotion gets stuck in them. And from that space, they can see that grief or guilt or anything negative that they experienced, and they didn't let it go. So from there, they can have more compassion towards themselves and really release that past emotion. And from there, work is done much easier and faster, and person can really live on absolutely new level. It gives such a power and rush of new energy, and it's just really amazing technique. And here I want to give you example of the most common essential oils and their frequencies, and you can see that they are much higher than all these negative emotions. And that's why when we're using it in a session, a person starts really seeing their issues from different angle. Basically, it creates this, during the conversation, mind starts getting activated, right? All these memories, etc. But at the same time, the body starts vibrating in a different frequency. So this creates this mind and body coherence, and the person basically heals within first session. If it's way too deep and there is some triggers who put them into the same situation again or the same feeling again, they can continue with this practice, or they can have another session. Regarding kids, I would love you to look into this chart. Like for example, if we're holding it like this, and when we talking about our kids or our partners or anybody within our household, we may feel like, oh, this person's somewhere low here. But I'm here, I'm in my joy, in my love. And this person is here in this negative emotions, I don't want to deal with it. And we start blaming each other or something. So, in order to meet your beloved, in order to accept your kids, even to have more compassion to yourself, look into this chart from different angle. Look at it from this side. If you are here, or if your partner is here, or your child is here, they're angry, they're resisting your orders or your requests, and you are here, why don't you meet them? Why don't you help them? Why don't you throw them so much love, so much acceptance, so much joy that they will see that path and they will get out? Because at the end of the day, it's all about frequencies. And when you touch your partner, when you touch your child, that frequencies start going from your body to that person's body. So remember that just a simple touch can also help you to move that person onto different frequency. It's very important to keep yourself in that level so you can help everybody else to get there too. And another point is very often we as adults, we get into that frequencies easily, but our little kids, they are always in this light and pure joy. So remember, even if you're not saying it, your thoughts, your feelings are very transparent for kids. They are very sensitive to that. And here I want to give you like very basic children's needs. It's need to feel respected, need to feel important, need to feel accepted, and need to feel included, need to feel secure. And probably, you can raise your hand if you want, just and tell me, is it the same for children and adults? Aren't that need, the basic need that we all experience and we really want it? And for since we know it, we can easily create it for our children, right? Not really. Sometimes in this rush of adulthood, we forget these little things about our children. And I want to welcome you into this feelings guide, and that you can use with your kids. And here, I would love you to unmute yourself and help me and participate in this conversation. How often do you talk to your kids about their feelings? How often do you really process it with them? Nobody wants to raise their voice and share?
Every day we speak about it.
Nice, wonderful. And how do you show them respect and boundaries?
Well, it's difficult to answer how I show respect and boundaries. I just respect boundaries and show it. I think like this.
As a role model.
Yeah, I think so. I just teach him my perspective of life, I guess, and as soon as I healer, I know what this boundaries is, so I just teach him how I see this life. I think
beautiful.
This is the key.
Yeah, that's a key, absolutely. To really being transparent about what you experiencing yourself and reminding to your child that it is temporarily. Any feeling, any emotion that you experiencing at this moment is temporarily. It's just, and you understand as an adult, on the physical level, it's just that chemicals, that hormones that are more active and they will be less active in a few minutes, few hours. But just remembering that it's temporarily is very crucial. And it doesn't matter if it's negative emotions or positive emotions, just to understanding that it's not forever. It gives more release and basically the truth of life, of emotions. Another exercise that I would love you to practice it with your children. It's very helpful to build that respect and boundaries. You can take a small pillow or the ball, something soft and cozy and comfortable. And you can use this feelings guide and say, right now I'm feeling energized and I'm sharing this feeling with you. And throw that ball, throw that small pillow and let them catch it. And let them to feel that energized, and let them to acknowledge that feeling and throw it to the next sibling or the father or another relative or the friend, and play for some time with all this beautiful positive feelings like grateful, inspired, playful, confident, and really ask them, what is it? How is it that you're feeling it? And after that, after you've been playing with all these positive emotions, practice negative ones. And for the negative ones, I want you to really allow them to not catch it, and actually remind them that right now I'm feeling worried. It's just my feeling, and I don't want you to catch it. I don't want you to take it on you. I want you to just accept me the way I am right now. I am just worried. And that feeling is temporarily. And throw that ball. Automatically, first reaction, they're gonna catch it. But it's not what you want them to learn. You want them to learn to have that respect of your feelings. Even if you picked a negative feeling, let them to see and experience that with this little soft ball or the pillow, that boundary where they don't need to participate in that, where your feelings is your feelings. And you know, once you will be throwing that around and they're not going to be catching, at some point they may even say, I'm sorry that you're feeling that, and they will still feel playful. And that's something that you really need to underline and emphasize for them, to tell them that it's great that you allowed yourself to continue feeling the way you're feeling and accepted me the way I'm feeling right now. So that's what's called emotional intelligence. That's what's called acceptance. Another thing, another game that you can also play with kids is to breathe with your belly and ask them to make a biggest belly possible. So that motion, it will also help to release, you know, positive chemicals in our body, so we can experience more, you know, loving and kind feeling inside. And give them those techniques of breathing and really accepting as a switch. For example, if they're going through something difficult in their mind, instead of really focusing on that, let them remind them, why don't we just practice that breathing with your belly? Breathe with your belly. If it takes 3 breaths, great. If you need a little bit more, do it, and allow yourself to, so give them that empowerment that they can regulate their own emotions independently. They don't need to depend on somebody or some other things. They can do it simply with their breath. It's great, especially with little kids. They love to play around and, you know, just have that physical actions. And if you have any questions, you know, feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. Another great support with emotional intelligence is essential oils. How they work? Essential oils, they're accelerator. So if you're feeling, for example, let's go with Thinker. Thinker helps when the kid, and this, by the way, this essential kids essential oils kit, it perfectly diluted. It's safe for kids to use from age of 4, and no additional dilution required. So it's safe on their skin. The only thing, be aware, the ones that have a citrusy, don't put them on the areas of the skin that will be directly exposed to the sun. And so the Thinker, when your child experiencing some form of distraction or confused, this is a great oil to switch that emotion to focus, to switch from confused to clear. And also it helps to really understand. Again, remember, all of these essential oils, they help to increase the frequency of our body. When we increase the frequency of our body, our mind releases certain filters of negative outcomes, of negative expectations and negative feelings. So by just starting applying these oils and having the conversation with your child, you helping them to switch, you helping them to improve their health and well-being right there. And another great thing about this kit, that they have these flashcards. They work like a small affirmation cards that help them also to direct their focus properly. And for example, Rescue, it helps to go from the hurt to soothed, from sad to reassured. And it's great to use, especially when your kids get the bruises or something. Also it helps to feel safe with heavy feelings, and gives that understanding that they have ability to heal, that they have all that power within themselves. This is the Rescue. Stronger, it helps to move your emotions from weak to protected, from threatened to safe. And it's great in handling disappointment from others, and build a real healthy emotional, physical boundaries. Stronger, I also recommend you to use it on the back of the neck for your kids before they go to school, because it gives that energetic shield, this protection from energies of others. So they cannot really, so it's this invisible shield that penetrates any kind of ill energies. So that's something my kids always carrying, even in their school backpacks, and these accessories are very comfortable for them. Another thing, another essential oil is a Tamar that helps to release that feeling of insecure and go to confident, from overwhelmed to relieved. And it helps to deal with the fear of disapproval, feeling stuck. And Tamar, it is, how can I say, it gives that, opens that window to really understand that they can heal themselves. They have that ability. The next essential oil is a Brave. So Brave helps to go from feeling brave to courageous. Yeah, probably. I missed the negative feeling that the person can, basically, from whatever negative feeling your baby is feeling, to brave and courageous, and from feeling not good enough to more empowered. And another thing, just even using these essential oils, and when you explain them, what is the purpose of each of them, when you have those conversations, when you, as Natalia was saying, every day we talk about it, right? Every day we discuss it. And every day your child may feel different ways. And with this essential emotions, with this kids kit, you can help them to overcome that much faster and explain it to them. What are they doing, how they're supporting them, and it gives them the tool of empowerment. Sometimes they may not have you around, sometimes they can be in school and they need to deal with that particular emotion that they're experiencing. They need to have that courage to tell the truth to their teacher, or to tell the truth even to their friend, right? So that brave can be a great support in that moment. Next one is steady. So it helps to go from worried to grounded, learning to self-soothe and self-regulate, and learning from their own mistakes. Calmer help us to our children, from angry to calm, from out of control to safe, and it helps to relax the mind, and it helps you to really understand that everything is going to be okay. So the calmer, actually, even those essential oils, they're deliberately created for kids to use. Sometimes it can be great support for adults too. So they're great, they're powerful, and they're easy to use. Another great solution to help children to meet their needs as feeling respected, important, accepted, included, and secure is AromaTouch. AromaTouch technique itself helps to calm down the nervous system. In addition, because of the use of this essential oils, you help your child or the family member to go to different vibration, to different frequencies, and it helps. It works basically invisibly within the body. And another thing with AromaTouch technique, when we are touching, as I was saying earlier, right? When we are staying in that frequency of love and we're touching our family members, we are basically, spreading that love on their body as well. And that helps them to heal, helps them to feel much better, and helps them to address all those needs within a practice of this AromaTouch technique with them. And so I included also this tips on very powerful rollers. The recipes for those rollers I found in this, my favorite advanced oil magic book, and I also added here the emotional impact of it. So you probably want to take the screenshot of it and prepare it for yourself. Here is Spirited Roller Perfume. We use rose, tangerine, and black spruce. And they are very high frequency oils. And here you can even see the meaning of it, right? It gives a balance, stability, grounding. It opens a trust to the divine, to the God, to the universe, whatever you name it. And it helps to welcome it, to really accept it. It's accelerating self-healing, releasing generational fear, enjoying life by being abundantly creative, to really release that fears and open up the mind to new information, to new creativity, and invite spontaneity in your actions, in your ideas, and really being more brave to change that, to change your, regular routine, to really feel inspired. And for that, you just need a few drops of black spruce, rose, and tangerine. Put it in a roller, top it up with fractionated coconut oil. This is what FCO is here for, fractionated coconut oil. And next one I can, this is Kick the Cough massage roller. And this one, basically, I want to give you the psychosomatic part of the cough. Since our throat is exactly in the middle between our mind, in our heart. So this is kind of filter. When we are not in alignment between our mind and our heart, we experience that cough. And another thing is when we have this cough, when we have cold, flu, all that is just in order, it's, and also when we have the fever, what happens is, as I said earlier, whatever thoughts we have, it starts creating the cells in our body. So when we are going through that illnesses like flu, cold, or just having a random fever, our body automatically start basically healing and releasing those negative thoughts. Especially when you're using essential oils every single day, you may not even notice how you are changing, how you healing your body, and how powerful those essential oils are transforming you. So feeling having a fever or having this regular symptoms of cough or something, it's very common when you're going through the transformation. So don't be afraid of that. Just use the right rollers like this one. Kick the cough massage roller, apply them on your chest, on your throat, and lung reflex point, they're on your feet. And here, the meaning is of this roller, what they help you is helping you letting go of pain, courage to open, to move love and healing, cleansing the heart from discouragement, adjusting to new manifestations, and accepting the challenge. This is what helps you to feel and to open up to really transforming your life with rosemary, lime, and breathe. And here's some other recipes if you want to get this warm back relief recipe. Another copaiba, deep blue and deep blue stick, doTERRA on guard with frankincense, Siberian fir, black pepper, and tea tree. It helps with the runny nose. And if you have any questions, here's some contacts where how you can find me. And go ahead and mute yourself, add any kind of comments, stories, any questions that you may have. Feel free to ask right now. Yes,
tell me more, please, about your coaching sessions, I guess. Like how it, what happens on these sessions, how you can help, and with like what questions can I come to you?
Great question. So Essential Emotions coaching session itself starts from really diagnosing what is it that core, like basically as I was showing, right, that core feeling that we didn't process at certain time, it builds up the history. It builds up certain issues, certain limiting beliefs that we build in our life, and the choices that we start making, etc. So when the person comes to me, the client, we can start from the basic, like what do they want to change in their life? For example, they want financial abundance. Great request, right? Let's work on it. Then I start asking questions. And basically, we get into root of emotion. What is it that actually stopping them from getting there? What kind of belief, etc. So we go into the core deeper and deeper of what is it that really stopping them to be where they want to be. So it can be also a certain particular feeling that they is experiencing regularly, either anxiety, depression, etc. It can be psychosomatic issue, certain pain that shows up, and all the doctors are saying everything is fine, but the person is still experiencing discomfort and pain. So we can address that. And once we decide what we're really working with, from there, we find the essential oils that help us to deal with that help us to raise the vibration, particularly for the client, right? What is it that they need? How they need to go to solve their issue on the physical level. So essential oils basically help with the body vibration, with healing the body. So once that identified, I continue with guiding questions to basically open up deeper and deeper and to find that. And what happens is person basically goes on that level, as I was showing earlier, on the higher level of their vibration, and their mind can really see that issue from different angle, and they can really accept it and release it without that much resistance one there on a different level. Once that negative emotion doesn't feel like has a power on them anymore. So basically through that questions, the mind opens up to new possibilities and the body vibrates on higher frequencies. So that problem becomes on a distance. So they're from position of the observer, from that position that can, they can help themselves to see and eradicate. And I support them and guide them and help them to release it, to really see it, be there for them, because sometimes those emotions can be really, really painful and very deep, and person may feel resistant to let go on some level, but they still put the intentions that they want to let it go in the start of the session. So I support them with that. And there's a lot of course, crying happens, and sometimes it's uncontrollable. Laughter happens. The way people like really release their emotions is very different. But the way every client leaves my session, it's just unbelievable. The way they start the session and the way they end, and how their mind transformed completely, their body transformed completely. They open up and they see that they feel so energized because they release that long held emotion. They open up and they created the space and they transform within the session itself. And I'm always like, oh my God, it's how powerful that essential oils that help me to really help that person.
Why some of them says not use under for 7 years? And
spirited roller, yeah, because it's too powerful. It's too much basically, because this one spiritual roller perfume, it's more addressed because of the type of the oils. It's more addressed for adults with very deep issues. So kids don't have that. They don't need that.
Okay, they have a less amount of chemicals.
Yeah, you can try to use a less, higher dilution, but kids don't really need black spruce and rose and tangerine in one roller.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty. So you feel
Tell
that.
me, please, if I want to. I can ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I decide to buy some kit, what should I do? What's my next step?
If you want to get the kit for kids, another great thing, if you want to really teach kids more about the emotions, in addition to this kit, of course, you can contact me. I will help you to open account with doTERRA and also to get the best deal. And we have the codes. We have the special promotional codes that you can get the extra gifts. And Also, everybody who will purchase and sign up with me, they will get additional book, Essential Emotions for Kids. It's I don't have it with me right now, but it's a great book that helps you to communicate with your child about the feelings. And also it gives them this empowerment to understand their emotions independently as well.
Thank you so much. It was really interesting.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording.
Okay.
I stop it.
It's still recording.
Yeah.
It says
Um,